Good morning, everybody. All right, so I got in from Indiana last night, 14-hour drive, love it. Now we're headed down to the shop this morning to get back into the flow of things. But I have to say thank you guys for kind of all the positive response in the last video. You guys were super supportive, very proud of me, and I'm really hyped you enjoyed like the whole kind of like real experience of like my first drift competition, the highs, the lows, the whatevers, and I had a blast and I can't wait to see what comes from it. It was a lot of fun. It was a big learning experience between my driving and my car and whatnot, but shout out to everyone who came out. It was really awesome to see so many Oaks Garage tees in the stand. That was a good feeling, and if I didn't get to talk to you, I'm sorry. I was running around like a madman, and well, now we're back home to do some more running around. But we got a lot of stuff to get back into, and well, I'm excited for it. And we got to talk about a couple things. I was also in a car accident on the way home, which was super dope. We'll talk about that, but for now, let's say hi to the boys. All right, we're back, boys.
Welcome.
Did you miss me? Totally. Look at him, he missed me so much.
He's mad he's gotta work now.
All right, so when I was in Indiana, say that.
When you were in Indiana.
In Indiana.
In Indiana.
I acquired a lot of stuff, and
Why did you come back with more than you left with?
don't we all?
I guess. Lunchtime, guys.
Yeah,
You came back with physically more stuff and emotional damage.
Yeah, that's how most trips go, but there's parts in here. We're gonna take them out. We're gonna talk about them. It's kind of funny. As you can see, a bunch of fiberglass in here. This was crazy. And then, well, what I want to talk about, I was in a vehicle accident on the way home in the middle of Ohio. Some dude in a Jeep decided to push me off the damn road. I'm cruising in the left lane, mind my own business, listening to like My Chemical Romance or something, enjoying myself. And this dude, he's just floating, right? Floating into me. I said, I'll give him a second. We all float. We've all been there. I'm in the shoulder at this point. Yeah, beeping the horn. Dude plows me off the road right into the median. Thank God there was nothing there. So the whole rig basically rode the whole whoop section on the side of the road in Ohio. Just
You were hitting the berms.
Dude, that felt crazy. I cannot believe my trailer didn't disconnect. It was the craziest thing I ever felt. But the truck took it pretty good, right?
Yeah.
He hit me in the best spot possible because it was this, I don't even know, it was like a newer Jeep with these big pokey bro wheels, and one wheel like hit here and here, which is like the strongest part, right? It's this big metal beam of a bumper.
It's like the only part of the truck that's not made of aluminum.
Yeah, literally. So this thing took the grunt of it, and then my center cap actually took the grunt of it, which is like really good, right?
Yep.
And then thank God for I have these big dorky step sides, because the step side took it all back here. Look at this. And then the tire just rubbed the door, so I'm hoping this will just be like a scuff and shoot. I mean, it's a brand new truck. It was kind of, not only am I a little upset that my brand new truck was kind of dinged up, but whatever, it's a truck. That felt nuts, going off the side of the highway into the center.
Oh yeah, also.
Yeah, broken windshields because I had a lot of stuff in the truck, and well, it ended up all on top of me, so that was pretty cool. I don't know how my trailer survived this, to be honest. I swear we caught air like 3 times in there, but the back got all banged up. We got to take it apart. This wasn't all cracked before, so.
And what back here got?
Yeah, this got all bent
flexed
up,
a little bit.
This was in the middle of nowhere, Ohio.
Well, that's all of Ohio.
Whatever.
It's in one piece, it's just dirty.
I know a lot of guys only post on Instagram, so I feel like I need to make an update on it. I'm good, I'm safe. Truck alignment's a little banged up and whatnot, but we got home, and it's nothing that can't be fixed. It just felt insane. You know what I'm pissed most about though? I spend so much time getting myself comfortable being next to cars, hauling ass, being fast to walls, and then something like this happens and I'm all anxious again. So next time we're on track, we have to bleed that anxiousness off again, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever, but
You'll have to warm up, that's all.
but the dude ran. Can you believe that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Soon
not
as we
surprising.
were like, he spun out like crazy, almost flipped, whatnot. We parked. I see this dude, right? And I see his wheel spin. I said, no fucking way this dude's about to run right now, right? Dipped. And like, I don't know how I was able to do it so fast. The first thing I did was grab my phone, and I'm just sniping photos. And out of like the 20 photos I somehow managed to get, I got his plate in one of them. So there we go. They got him, boys. They got him. So we'll get it fixed on his time. We're safe, RJ. We're home safe.
We're golden. What an adventure you went on.
Oh yeah, it was nuts. So I'm just happy to be home with the boys, and let's get this thing unpacked. It's like the dirt drops never happened. All right, so she's nice and clean, which is a good feeling. She's been filthy all weekend with all that mud and everything, but she needs a lot of love now. We had a lot of mechanical mishaps, which is whatever. This car's actually been pretty damn good to me, so I finally have to pay my dues on this one, but she looks good. We didn't have any major body mishaps this weekend, which is impressive.
Nothing too major.
Especially at that level of driving and being that close to so many walls, I am very thankful. But I actually have to run and get a haircut, so for the rest of the parts, I'm just gonna use some YouTube magic and let's see what we got. Boom, check it out. All right, so this is all the parts that I acquired in Indy, which is hilarious. I was not expecting to get more, but I'm surprised it's all fit in the truck. So let's check this out, right? Friday or Saturday, a couple came up to me and they're like, hey, we have like a shed full of R33 and S13 parts that we somehow acquired. We don't really know which is which, but you want to buy it? And I was like, well, bring it down. And they did, and well, I bought it. So we have a mess of right-hand drive S13 and R33 parts right here, which is really funny. So it looks like they really didn't know what they had either, because it was like they acquired it through a family friend who ended up with it too. Mm-hmm. Well, there's so many like right-hand drive random parts just in people's garages for no reason. It's just whatever. So I got 3, I think, chassis harnesses out of this. 4. So random. I don't know, like, this is definitely a full chassis harness for an S chassis. Looks like an S chassis harness. Look at this, Steve. It even has like all the boxes and everything. It's not even cut. This one's cut. I lied. This is cut. Fuck. This is so weird. Look at it. It still has the hazard button. Take that. Take this. Don't lose that. Actually, no. Give me that back. All right, he took it. All right. So we got like a full R33 dash, and I'll let you know already that they gave me a really good deal on it. Just you know, good deal, Jim here.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they had a full R33 dash, and this is more like probably a good candidate to flock it or something. The centerpiece is in pretty good shape, which is good because when you take it off, it feels like you're breaking it. So it's good to kind of have one of these on deck. And a couple right-hand drive glove boxes. Not too bad. Right-hand drive S13 center. Shifter, bezel, side markers for 33. But these are mint because I could restore these and put them in mine. Yeah. Because like fresh lights in your car make your car look so much nicer. And what's super cool too is they had a low mile heads-up display cluster.
Those are bread, right?
Yeah, they're pretty expensive. Is the JDM and the USDM heads-up cluster any different? Because look, you could change your mile per hour and kilometer per hour by just switching it over. So they might have the same clusters. Probably one of the best things overall is, as you can tell, I shoved an entire body kit in my truck. These giant bumpers and skirts were in the passenger seat of my truck. So as you guys know, kits are really hard to get right now. It's such a pain in the ass. I've been trying to get a kit for my Chaser for like 5 months. I'm trying to get a kit for the Cherry Hatch for like 2 years. Every time I buy one, I get my money sent back or whatever. Just a pain in the ass. This kit is not for me. It's actually for Brian, which is sick. So my new friend, Pete, that I met this weekend, he actually has an E46. He acquired this kit and didn't realize it was for a sedan because he has a coupe. Yep. And well, he kind of just like plugged us with it.
Kind of kit is it? Is it anything special, or is it just like
it's a Huxley kit, which is like, it's Hot Boy. So we're sending Brian in the Hot Boy deep end. This is like almost like a BN. It's like if BN was from Europe, this is the kit that they would make. Look how big this rear bumper is. Yeah. So we got a full kit for Brian.
New over fenders.
He gave us new over fenders too, because they're for a sedan. It's kind of nuts. Like I called Brian like
good deal.
Yeah, Pete plugged it heavily. So Pete, if you're watching this, thank you so much. This like made Brian's like year getting a kit, especially like look how gangster this front bumper is.
Yeah, it's sick.
Isn't that fucking so sick?
Yeah.
I'm so jealous, but I'm so hyped for him because like once Brian gets his motor in, he's gonna go full hot boy right away.
Kit it up.
Which is super dope. So like literally all of this is in the back seat.
Look at it.
That's great. But we'll be mocking this kit up on Brian's car in a video soon, and it's gonna be sick. I like can't picture Brian having such a hot boy car, but I'm super hyped for him, so it's gonna be pretty gangster. But for now, let's see what we got going on for the rest of the week. All right, so I don't want to just do a talking video, but we don't have enough time to do anything else, and I want to get ahead for the week. So we're gonna use this as the update for the rest, right? So as you guys know, right now the VVL SO20 swap and the S15 is gung-ho. We stopped on it for a little bit to work on the Chaser, but a bunch of parts showed up, so we can finally get back to work on this thing. So the big thing is there's no transmission in this thing. As you can tell, it just kind of rocks on the mounts.
Yep.
But the tranny swap came in. So here we have a brand new 350Z CD09 transmission, right? This is the same trans that's in my coupe. They're super strong unless you don't set up your clutch slave properly and you destroy your trans. So my coupe needs one of these now, but we have one for the S15. So the hard part is trying to find, like the universal issue is trying to find a trans strong enough to put behind an SR that's capable of holding over 400 horsepower. It's been like the age-old S chassis issue, right? You can get the Nismo 6-speed, but even that isn't really the strongest thing ever, and they're super expensive. Would be dope. A lot of guys will do the Z32 trans, which kind of wishing I did, but what's nice is the CD09 trans, it's a 6-speed, it's super strong. The only problem with it is it's really big. Like if you look at this, like top to bottom, this thing is huge. So I'm really hoping I don't have to like modify my trans tunnel at all. What's nice is I did get a MazWorks adapter kit, and we'll talk about this more when we actually do it, but what's nice about this replacement bell housing, so this is actually an SR bell housing that will bolt onto the CD and hopefully make this thing fit in the tunnel a little bit better, because this is absolutely massive. That's the big thing for the S15.
Fry, explain to them what you're doing at the moment.
Looking at my engine again.
Just looking at it.
No, I'm trying to
Bolt
get back
things
to
up.
it, bolt
Yeah.
shit up, get
We
everything
have
ready.
a lot of aftermarket components on the engine that you have to figure out the right way to make them all work together.
Well, nothing fit. Now that everything fits, I can put it together.
Well,
No thinking.
a competition car, I'm gonna have to build an engine very similar to this. So you'll be the test dummy
Okay.
here. Brian has this is an engine that would
I feel
hold
like
up
if you
at-
really want to build a competition car, you're probably better off just putting a turbo on an LS.
Well, I don't think there was a lot of NA V8 guys there.
Yeah, and they're all running nitrous.
I'm not opposed to it.
This
So
is
here's
still-
the thing.
yeah.
Here's the thing. Every competition car there, like at least the ones that were like really competitive, it was either LS or JZ, right? We've seen FD where it's
Yeah.
literally LS or JZ. I'm more of a JZ guy myself, but LS's kind of hold their own in a very good way, and I could probably get more LS sponsorship stuff, which is actually a big deal because this stuff's really freaking expensive.
You
so.
could, yeah, way more easily get LS sponsorship.
So what do you guys think? JZ or LS? Because I got to start on that now because it takes forever.
Tough choice. I like them both. I honestly, I can't say either way.
I know, that's why it's hard. I
and
can't.
The cool thing about an LS is like you have choices. You could build an NA nitrous car. You could build an NA car. You could build a supercharged. You could build a centrifugal
You can do
supercharged.
whatever you
You
want.
can do a turbo,
Yeah,
twin
yeah.
turbo.
It goes on, but
With
we'll
a
see.
JZ, you're gonna have a single turbo JZ. That's fucking it.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna
So-
have a single, yeah, exactly. But whatever. So, time to send out a bunch of proposals and see what we can get, boys. We left off before I went to Indiana working on this thing, and we got it running for the first time, which was dope. So now we're waiting for the fan setup to come in. We got to drop her off the spoons, get the exhaust hooked up, tidy up a couple things, and then dyno, right? I think
Like, you're
that's
missing a
it.
huge part.
What am I missing?
We don't have a clutch pedal.
Oh my god, I still haven't done that.
We need to
That's
do that.
Easy.
Yeah,
this
that's
is,
easy,
this is
but
the
still.
easiest manual conversion car ever.
Yeah, look, they're just grommets. How cool
Isn't
is that?
sick? Look, ready?
Pedal, 2 bolts.
Insert. That's it. Yeah. So shout out to freaking Toyota for doing that. It's having to cut holes in your shit. So yeah, next video we'll put the pedal in.
Yep.
I don't even need to show it because it's so easy, but
Yeah, we
for
might
the
do it
peop-
tonight.
for the people. So if you guys haven't seen it, LZ is throwing another event at Englishtown, New Jersey, in July 23rd. I don't think it's a competition. It might be like a call-out kind of thing, but it's kind of like what we did a month ago, which was insane, but the same thing plus a car show, I think.
Clean culture?
Clean Culture
Clean
Car
Culture?
Show, which they kind of own the Northeast Car Show events, and then the same drift thing. So coupe has to be ready for that, maybe. So we gotta probably get a new trans. So I need to get another transmission. So that sucks, but whatever. So, or we finally get this thing ready because we haven't had time to work on this freaking thing. Look at it, this poor car. Such a good car. This thing needs a clutch, which we have, shout out to Action Clutch, but we haven't had a moment to work on it. So either we just go full force and getting the Z ready for that, or we go full force in the coupe, or we try for both. I don't know.
Another option?
Another option?
Both options consider
They both suck.
C-009's coming out.
Yeah, they're both options. Or we take the trans out of this thing
And put it in
and
that.
put it in the coupe. We're halfway there. And then this thing will get a brand new trans. But then I'd rather have that to have a brand new trans.
There's another option.
What's the other option? SR swap that. The cherry hatch?
Cherry hatch.
Just, oh my God, just everyone will be on a 265, I'll be on a 215 Ford. Oh man, so we got a lot of work to do this week, but today, once the camera goes off, we're getting to it, so. Oh man, there's so much, even the Sonda, we have so much for this.
Maybe take the Sonda there.
Maybe take the Sonda. We should take the Sonda there, to be honest, because she hasn't been out.
With the 2-car.
I do have a 2-car trailer.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We got a lot to talk about. There's a lot of stuff we can't talk about, but at this point, I'm just rambling on, so. We're gonna end it so I can actually get some work done and get myself prepared for the rest of the week because there's a lot to do. So thank you guys for watching if you're still watching at this point, but we made it home in one piece. Truck's a little banged up, we'll get that fixed. And we have a lot of stuff to look forward to, which is super cool. And so with that, I'm gonna end it. You guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more content. And T-Bone!
Goodbye.